Hey y'all, how you perking? I hope you're perking good. So, 2020 presidential election here in the United States. I have been getting a lot of requests for this video. I have steered clear away from this because everybody on my videos have been saying, you've been doing a lot of heavy videos lately. Let's do something that's lighthearted. Let me request the presidential election 2020. Make that make sense. What? But so you requested, I'm gonna do it. But I'm just letting you know, it doesn't really make sense to want a positive chipper reading and then make this request because this is a very polarizing type of topic. So I imagine that people feel very extreme in, certain directions, one or the other kind of thing. And so this could get crazy. But we're gonna dive in. So, I like to always tell everybody at the beginning of these videos that I am a licensed mental health clinician as well as a spiritual and intuitive, and in these videos we do take a look at the tea using the tarot. These videos are always meant to be helpful, not hateful, so if you are down with that, then please join the family here. We'd love to have you. Consider hitting that subscribe button. Just consider. And yeah, let's go ahead and get on into it, why don't we? As I like to always say, everything that we talk about in here is all alleged, so just know that, all alleged, but we're gonna look into some context. That's right, some context around this, see what kind of insights that we can get, what kind of information would be pertinent for us to know about the 2020 election, what might be happening before, during, or after that might be pertinent for us to know, anything that Spirit feels like they want to tell us about the election this year. So let me move this microphone. I keep wanting to say new microphone right here. Like that was my new microphone song, and I still want to do it. Whatever. Judge me all you want. I'm used to it and I don't care. So let's get shuffled up here. Let's get ourselves shuffled up here. I have no idea what's gonna come up here today. I have no idea what we're fixing to see. So I don't know, y'all. I don't know. Alright, let's brace ourselves. Let me scoot a little bit closer if this chair will move. Oh, yeah, the chair will move after it knocks literally everything out and around to high heavens. So, okay, 2020 election. What do we need to know about the 2020 election, surrounding it, before, during, after? What is it that we need to know? Okay, let's get us some. Okay. Well, this is an interesting start to this. Very interesting start here. Okay, so let's get some context on some of these. I want some context on this first one here. Okay. Then on this middle one here. Okay. Fine, I'll get something over here. Why not? I don't really think I need any on this, but since I want to get some on these 2 cards, then why not get something on all of them? Why not throw context on everything? Let's throw it on everything then. Since I'm about to do it on everything, I may as well. Whew. Okay. Alright, so as we get started into this, it looks like, and let me preface this by saying, I am not too heavily into politics. I am aware of politics, but you know that there are some people that know all the ins and all the outs, and it's, you know, a really big part of their lives. It was for me probably around, I'd say 2012 to 2016. I was really into politics. I always knew kind of what was going on at any given time in the political scene and the people that were involved in their platforms and campaigns and all this kind of stuff. And around 2016, I just kind of started unplugging a little bit more from it until now, 4 years later. Y'all, all I know is I know Trump is involved, I know Biden is involved, and outside of that, I don't know anything. I don't know who's supposed to be running with Trump or running with Biden or any of the other players. So reading the cards here, this is going to get a little interesting, but let's go for it. So the reason why I explain that first and foremost is because here I'm seeing a female that's not going to be able to get very far. So that's one reason why I explained that I am only really familiar with Trump and Biden, because I don't know what female may be running or what party she would be running with. But it seems like there would be a female running with a certain party, and she's just not going to be able to get anywhere. So that just kind of where that starts. Here, with the Lovers card upright and the Queen of Cups in reverse, this one is weird to me. I have some ideas as to what this could mean, but let me pull a little bit more on her to kind of further the conversation here, and we will see. Okay. Oh dear. Let me get one more. I know you can't see those. I'm going to move it where you can see them. But, okay. Yeah, let's go ahead and work off of this one. So with the Lovers card upright, to me, that is referring to, like a pair of people, in which case I would think a presidential candidate and their running mate. A pair of people. Somehow, some kind of way, there is a powerful female energy. It is not the same as this person, because remember, this person is just kind of like, you know, in over her head and she's just out, whoever she is. This is a very powerful female person who has some sort of control, allegedly, some sort of control over this pair. So this person and this running mate, whoever they are, there's like a woman that's kind of pulling some strings here. Kind of like a, you know, a puppeteer or something, so to speak. That is really weird to me. I know that there's some people, you know, people either aren't into politics or all the way to so into politics, all the way into so into conspiracy theories. You know, there's a lot of people out there with a lot of different takes on this, and, you know, take it as you will. But that's just like, what? So then I get the Hermit card upright, which means that this is a hush-hush thing. This isn't something that is meant to be known. So whoever this woman is that kind of controls the strings of this person and their running mate, she doesn't want people to necessarily know that. So she is kind of, it's a hush hush thing. We're not supposed to know that as a general population. Where this gets, shite per se. Y'all, I'm working on trying to come up with ways to say the words that I feel like I want to say on here without getting into some trouble. So I might be making up some stuff. I know shite is not a made up word, but here in the US we don't really use that one, and so maybe I can get away with it. This card. This is a backstabbing. This is not playing well with others in the sandbox. And this is, I'm planting seeds and I'm waiting to see what happens with what I'm trying to do here. To me, this has like scheming and allegedly what could be related to like, I don't know the word you would use for the politics arena, like foul play, tampering, like what kind of word would you use with somebody that's doing things kind of sketchy, not doing things in a very honest way, full of integrity kind of thing. There's something going on with that. Yeah, see? Exactly what I just said. The Ace of Swords in reverse. So we're talking about being dishonest. Whoever this pair is that this woman is pulling the strings on, they are going to come up with the best sales pitch for why they should be the presidential team. They're going to come up with the best sales pitch for why they are the administration that we would want. And it's not true. Allegedly. It's not true. They're selling us a bill of goods, y'all. It's not even real. I feel like I even said something similar to this in my what's coming next through 2020 reading that I did a couple weeks or months ago. I'm pretty sure I even said something similar to that then, now that I'm thinking about it, but here it is coming up here. See, there's some sort of swapping of information, some sort of swapping of money going on behind the scenes. It's a relationship thing. There's like some sort of a relationship between a couple people, maybe a group, or something that they are a part of some sort of way. Here we go. Here's our sketchy card. Here's our sketchy card again. Someone's sneaking around over here. I'm telling you, someone's sneaking around. Both of these cards right here are immature cards. This card often represents immature mentalities, and this one often represents immature emotions. So these are immature people over here, like emotionally underdeveloped people. And it's interesting that those are people that could be running for president and, overseeing our country, people that aren't very emotionally developed. But I mean, hello, how many people do you see out there that feel completely emotionally developed to you? And how many of those people are politicians? Not trying to hate, just saying. Queen of Swords energy. Judgment card upright. That's interesting. Okay. Hold on here. King of Swords energy. Oh, crap. Here we go. I was wondering, I was like, who is that Queen of Swords? I'm not going to call it yet. But now we have the King of Swords. Crap. Okay. Okay. Hold on. Alright, so I was like, who's this Queen of Swords? whoever she is married to this King of Swords. There is a king and queen here. A king and queen here, some sort of way. This allegedly married couple that have some sort of stake in this too. A married couple that have some sort of stake in this too. With the Hierophant upright, it says that this couple is like a part of the, you know, like establishment of things. So these are very well known, very established people. And with the Judgment card upright, these are people that generally speaking are seen okay in public favor for the most part. Generally speaking, they're in good standing in the public, this married couple. Something's going on with them in all of this. I wonder why there's a married couple involved coming up. And again, they're like big, powerful people that we would know about, that generally speaking, society pretty much accepts them and is okay with them. But there's something shifty going on here. Some kind of way. And then I pulled the Six of Cups in reverse, which talks about like history in the past. Something pertaining to history in the past. Anxiety. History in the past and anxiety. What? Okay, let me see where this is going. History, the past, anxiety, you know, history in the past, anxiety. This is, they were working on something and it didn't work out the way that they hoped it would, and this is being separated from, like walking away from the position or being separated from the position. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. I think I know who this is. Y'all. The married couple. Could it be just... It may not be. It may not be. I'm just saying, if we're talking about a married couple that is talking about politics, like there's something important about politics with the married couple, and we're talking about going through some kind of a hard ordeal where in terms of work, their career, it didn't really work out and they had to step aside. I'm thinking like, you know, the whole Clinton-Lewinsky scandal and things didn't work out well with that, and you know how that went. Remember all that, for people who were like alive and old enough during those times to know that situation. Do you think that this could be the Clintons? I almost am worried to say their names here because I don't know what names in terms of politics YouTube lets us say, because it's like anytime people make a politically charged video about anything or anybody, those names always, the videos sometimes get banned and don't get put in like algorithms and stuff. So I don't know. I'm wondering. I don't know for certain if that's them here, but it's just a coinky dink. And I don't really believe in coincidences. It's just interesting to see that there. You know? Interesting to see that there. But if so, if that is them, when I get the Five of Pentacles in reverse, this is like people who, from like a spiritual perspective, kind of have lost their way. So it would be people who are not necessarily in good standing spiritually. I don't know if they are or not, so I can't really speak to that, you know? I don't know if they are or not, but that's what that card would suggest. I know I did not just pull the Hanged Man card on top of them. Y'all, I can't make this up. Maybe I shouldn't keep pulling on this pile. Maybe I should move on to these other piles. That's not good. Ooh. Emotionally underhanded. All about the money. Whew, that card jumped out. All about the money, the King of Pentacles, and his wife, the Queen of Pentacles. I can't make this up. We keep getting this married couple up in here. We got the married couple in one way, and now the married couple came out in another way. We're getting them again. The first time representing a married couple having some sort of a mental involvement over this, and now this married couple having some sort of physical or monetary involvement over this. Why? Oh my God. What is this? What is this? Holy crap. I ain't even gonna get a chance to read these things. The Tower card. Drama, 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 drama. The Tower card is drama. The Tower card in a lot of different ways, it can stand for a lot of different things. It can stand for something as simple as this is, something that's not going well and rearranging things, to as big as, tear it all down and start it all over a different way. Like, this is big shifts and changes and creating like mental emotional havoc. That's not good. There was a decision to be made, and it has already been made. The King of Cups in reverse? Hold on. Hold on. Crap. Oh, okay. Hold on. Okay, one more card. Oh, okay. A decision already to be made pertaining to some guy. This decision has to do with control and greed. It's something that to people around it or involved with it would think this is a, damned if you do, damned if you don't situation, that this is kind of screwed up. This right here is a card that sometimes, and I'll just, put it out here this way so we don't get in trouble, sometimes talks about victimization and sometimes talks about imprisonment. Knight of Cups. What do these people have up their sleeve? And why? Is what I want to know. That's what I want to know. I'm sweating. I should have turned on a fan. That was my fault. Whew. All right. Let me go over what these are, and then we can, pull things up and maybe have time for reshuffling. I don't know. We'll see what we have time for. This is about some guy being disappointed in the whole presidential election thing. So some male being very disappointed in the presidential election. It looks like he's not going to be able to move any further on. So it's like there's some guy that's still in it, kind of like this woman. You know how like this woman just didn't stand a chance? That's the same thing over here. There's a guy that had a real go-getter attitude, but he's not going to be able to stand a chance. He's just not going to be able to go anywhere in this. So it's really not about them. It's this pile here. This pile here. This here is saying that we as the voting public will have to make some very difficult decisions here, because with the Seven of Cups in reverse, this means that we're going to have a very difficult decision because things are not what they seem. When I get this card, it means basically whatever it is we're pitched, we're going to get the opposite of what we are pitched. Things are not what they seem. So whatever, again, with that whole selling people a bill of goods and it's all lies, that's what that's meaning here. So let's pull some more on that. Oh, death card. That shouldn't be here. Okay. hold on. Let's pull a little bit more. We might be able to get some ideas around the death card. Okay, I see where that's going. Crap. The death card says what we're wanting is for certain things to end for us to be able to have true change, right? We're like, there's certain things going on that we don't like how it is and we want to have change. We want things to change. But with the Page of Wands in reverse, it's saying, again, you can't trust what people tell you about changing. So there are going to be people that come along and say, hey, you hate how it is right now? We have the magic answer. This will be the change. I can show you change and transformation. Again, they're lying. They're lying. They're playing you. Playing you. And with the Four of Wands upright, that means that they're going to use both career and families to play on people's emotions to try to get them to listen to them and go with them. So career stuff and family stuff they're going to use to try to compel you in a very intricate, well-developed argument why they will be able to change the way things are for the better. And it's a crock of... What can I say? I don't even know my other words. Crock of shit, whatever. I get the Ace of Pentacles upright and then the Page of Pentacles in reverse. It's like, promise you money, take your money away. Promise you money, take your money away. So it's like literally the opposites of what they're saying that they would do is what would happen. What the hell? Why? Okay. Okay. Yeah, they're going to be playing to our emotions big time. They're going to be playing to emotions big time. I mean, this is like, I'm coming in on my white horse. I'm ready to really be able to change things around and give you everything that you need. But again, this is the ideal story that we want to see and that I'm selling you, but it ain't real. It won't bring about what they say that it would bring about. This is all about them and their group. Whoever them in the group is, it's about them and the group. So, okay. Then over here, these are getting into something new. I see what these are getting into. These are getting into something else. Let me pull up these cards so I can reshuffle and add these back to the deck. And then we will pull more on these because these are talking into something else. So let me pull these up and get these all shuffled together. Crap, don't drop them all, Butterfingers. What the hell? Okay. Let's see. All right. One more time for good luck. I guess good luck. All right, so here what we're seeing is that everybody here in the U.S. is trying to separate from a difficult energy that we've been in. And this is saying that we are strong enough to be able to find our ways to navigate around this. But in order to do that, we're going to have to go back to the drawing board and kind of plan differently, plan new. That's not really... It's like whatever we're promised from these folks, they're not going to be able to do what it is that they say they're going to do or what we need. And we're going to have to kind of pick up our bootstraps and figure out how to make changes ourselves. And that is not particularly easy. Let me move this up a smidge. All right, what else do we have here? Okay. Again, now we're getting something similar but different. Now the cards are talking about a man and a woman who are not married. This is not married, but it's like they go together because it's a king and queen. So I don't know, is that like a man and a female for a running mate? Would that make sense? Is Trump or Biden running with a woman this year? Or someone with feminine energy? Because it looks like there's a man and a woman that are kind of together in something. And again, here, the Sun card in reverse. So remember, this would be the most positive card in the deck. But when it's in reverse, it's like, we're selling you this story. And this is what would happen. I'm not sure why. Other than the fact that, politicians tend to sell us stories and not be able to follow through, but this seems like worse than just not being able to follow through. And again here, decision has been made. Let me get some more on that. Decision has already been made by that woman. Remember the powerful woman from before? This is the same powerful woman. Water sign powerful woman. Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. A powerful woman who is either a Pisces, a Scorpio, or a Cancer that is controlling the strings. She has already made decisions about what would happen as it relates to these two. Why? Who are you and what is this? You came up earlier. You're doing it again. Justice card. Ooh, what? Hold on. What is this? Hold on. Okay. Let me... Okay. So let me get to the Justice card. So... here we are with that. This female's coming in and her standpoint is let's make things fair. Let's do what's right and what's fair. So that's like the thing that she's, supposedly putting behind here. Let's make things what's right and what's fair. Except this is a don't bite the hand that feeds situation where it's like, if I do all this for you, you will do what I want, what I feel, what I say, and you will be good little citizens how I want you to be, kind of thing. So to me, it's kind of like, do you want to take the handout if the handout comes with strings attached? Because that's what this is like, the handout coming with strings attached. So, yes, Scooter. Scooter's down here panicking because my fucked up teeth, here I go cursing again, screwed up teeth made some loud whistle sound and scared us all. Scared me too, Scooter. Make fun of your mom's insecurities, why don't you? Bastard. So, with the Knight of Pentacles upright, this is like, I can bring you everything. I can bring you financial prosperity and happiness in your families. But here we go again with the Eight of Wands in reverse. This is like messy communication. So once again, I feel like there's something dishonest about this or sneaky about this some sort of way. It doesn't feel right. See again, the Ten of Wands in reverse that we saw earlier about things not working out as planned. Playing to emotions. The Death card again. The Death card again. Okay, remember all of this is alleged? All of this is alleged. I'm just saying the Death card has now come up twice in one reading. And it has come upright both times. And almost always, this card in my readings refers to things like transitions and not to literal interpretations of this card. But because it has come up twice in the upright position, I will say that it is possible that, again, before, during, or after, the directly before, directly during, directly after kind of period, time frame of this 2020 election, this may be a literal card for some reason as it relates to somebody. And that is disturbing to me. Crap. This is someone who's really, really greedy and controlling, and this is a master manipulator. A master manipulator. We get the Hangman again. And we get leaving or walking away. Either leaving, walking away, or getting pushed away, pushed out in any number of ways that you can interpret that. Okay. And whatever this is, you know how whenever I read the cards, I tell you that the cards are read, meaning that what I see is what has the most energy behind it now. So I say if people drastically change their perspectives and viewpoints, and so they start drastically changing their decisions and their actions, then by virtue of changing everything, obviously the outcome would change too, right? But when I get this Wheel of Fortune card here on this, whatever this pile is referring to, these elements in this pile, it means that this pile is already locked in. There's already so much energy and planning and potential behind this stack that there's no turning back on it now. Some of the other cards that have come up and suggested some things could be mutable. Things could shift a bit. But here, set in stone. Timing. There's something about timing in all of this. Again, what are these lies? What are these lies? Oh, jeez. Lie? Okay. There's something going on again. What's new with this? There's something going on again about the money. Like, follow the money or something. Because here we go. We get money being beaten down and not being able to kind of make things back up or something. And lies about this. What is that? What are we going to be told that isn't actually accurate? We're gonna be told something through this election process, and it's not real. And whatever we are being told, the reason why we're being told this is, where's it at? Because of control. If we are told this and we believe it to be true, it is easier for control. That's what I'm seeing here. Don't shoot the messenger. I'm reading the cards just plain out, okay? I'm just reading the cards plain out. If you didn't want to see this, shouldn't have requested it, and you shouldn't be watching it now. That's on you. Double decision on you. All alleged. All alleged. Alright, let me pull all these up one more time and do one more as quick as I can repull, just to get any kind of extra things on here that maybe would be salient to know before we try to end this. Let me shuffle one more time. Okay. So. Okay. 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 It looks like here we have like the people who are representing swords here, which it's possible that this is referring to like the current administration, because I believe, and tell me if I'm wrong, but I believe Trump is a Gemini, which would make him swords. And I'm feeling like there's like this is a card that's talking about either like pausing, reflecting, laying to rest, things like that. And this is like trying to move away from negative negative energy, negative circumstances, things of that nature. But not really being able to move forward in the way that people were hoping. I see some people being really, 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 really mad about kind of how things go on. And I see some people feeling somewhat celebratory, at least for a time. But with this card, this one is interesting. Here we go again with the backstabbing. Because this is like saying what's to come is a double-edged sword, where things aren't going to be all bad necessarily, but there is going to be some sort of like backstabbing, betrayal, something that's not what we thought it was. Why is this doing this? Come on, camera. Can you just get your act together? Can you get your act together? So, y'all, I'm not making this up. You saw me reshuffle. Death card upright, third time. Y'all, what? Why? Why do we keep getting death around this? Did y'all hear me pop every knuckle? Why? Cause some, hold on. Okay, let me move these away. Let's work with this pile. Oh, Jesus. Lord of mercy. Jesus, Mary, Joseph, Lord of mercy. Put all of these here in this row. I think I see a pattern here, but let me just pull some more cards to be sure. All alleged. Oh, jeez. Crap. What? What? Okay. What I'm seeing here so far. Remember, death card upright again. Somebody that won't do what they're paid to do. It's kind of like, hey, listen, we're the ones that make the big money, whether that's publicly known or not, and you will allow yourself to be bought, or you will pay a consequence for not allowing yourself to get bought. being very, very shifty and sneaky and dishonest. The people that are doing the whole don't bite the hand that feeds kind of thing. This, and this kind of talk about like the energy of like warring energies and, you know, the crap hitting the metaphorical fan and all of that, where public judgment is on major display. Things can't work out the way that they're supposed to work out. And again, I get somebody leaving, walking away, or getting pushed out, snuffed out, whatever kind of, you know, type of thing this ends up being. And then us being kind of left to pick up the pieces from what happened. And fairness and something about families. And this guy. Legal and fairness, something about families. This guy. Y'all. The Hangman card again. And we keep getting it in this position. I'm hoping it doesn't mean like any kind of literal things. And I'm hoping it just is referring to like that there's, not that this is much better, but like that there's something coming up that we're just going to have to come to acceptance about it. Like that we're going to be disappointed in what happens, and we're just going to have to learn to accept it for what it is, kind of thing. And we're going to have to learn to work together amongst ourselves, because we're going to see so clearly that whatever's going on feels like it's not going on for us. It's going on against us in a way that we feel like, okay, you know, then we have to do something for ourselves then. You know, if we can't rely on these people, then we have to step up for ourselves. It's kind of like that type of energy. Yeah, we're not getting what we want, so we have to kind of make things into what we want. Here we get in the World card in reverse and the Sun card in reverse. There's something that probably, I'll just say probably, and I won't say will happen, but there's something that probably will happen around this time frame. So again, November is when we have the election. So I would say late October, November, early December, something in that time period going on in the world that creates things that are incredibly not ideal, and they impact this election. It's kind of like either these things going on in the world. Ooh, 444 on my clock right now. 444, kiss the clock. 444, oh, it's 444 on my computer, but still 443 on my phone. Oh, it's gonna change soon. There it is, 444. Okay, kiss the clock. Our angels are here. Thank God, we need you. Thank you. Hope everybody kiss the clock. Okay, so it's either that things going on in the world that are incredibly not ideal will have a major impact on this election, or it will be that the election has a major impact on the world that creates a not ideal situation. And I suppose it possibly could be both. But that's what that looks like right there. I'm going to pull one more card on this, I swear. One more card. Timing is everything. Something's going on about timing with this. More than what we would just normally know. People are like, duh, timing. No, like, think deeper. There's something deeper than that. Y'all, there's a lot going on here. And I keep hearing, like, literally in my head, I keep hearing that, like, Michael Jackson song with, like, gotta be starting something. You know what I'm talking about? I don't want to sing it, like, because first of all, I can't, and second of all, you know, copyright. But I feel like there's gonna be something, like, something starting here. Like, I don't know, that period, late October through early December, that period, it's just like, woof. Okay. I don't want to know what getting the death card 3 times upright was about. That is interesting. And it looks like time will tell on that. And there's just a lot of things going on here that I'm like, wow, are these things that we're going to know? And if the public does find out these things that we were seeing in here, how's that going to go? So, all alleged. All alleged. Anywho, if you want to book a private reading with me so you can get a private tarot reading like this, then look in the description box below, and there's a link there, and I'll answer all your questions, and you click the link to schedule the appointment yourself, so that, you know, you don't have to do anything else other than that. Quick, easy. I also have gift certificates available now, woohoo, because there are some really, really thoughtful people out there that have said, ooh, I got a session and I really, really like it, and I really think a friend would benefit, or that my mom would benefit, or, you know, my coworker would really want one, so I want to buy one for them. And so now I have gift certificates so that you can get a gift certificate and gift someone special a 30-minute private tarot reading. So just so you know. But anywho, subscribe here if you aren't already subscribed. Tell me what your thoughts are on some of these things that came up. A lot came up. And because I imagine that this video is going to get booted off of the algorithm because of some of the things that were said in here, and not really get seen by the people that might find this information useful. If you can think of people that would find this useful, you know, post it on your Twitter, your Facebook, your Instagram, you know, send it, whatever, share it. Just share the video if you do feel so inclined. And all of y'all, thank you for sticking in here. This is a long one. We're at 53 minutes. Woo! Jesus, Lord of mercy. So, anywho, I hope that y'all come back and see me. Don't be a stranger, alright? And I'll talk at you later on the next one. So, big hugs to you and love you, mean it. Bye.